Hi, it's David from Life with Parkinson's. If you're new here, welcome. We hope you'll consider subscribing. And also feel free to check out our website at lifewithparkinsons.ca for more information about this channel and our sponsors. For everybody else, thank you for keeping up with all of our videos and our broadcasts. We really appreciate you having here, and we just love making these videos for you. This is an important time of our week, and we appreciate all your comments and your support. Today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Comfort-Lin, the makers of the mobility enhancing sleep solution designed for people with Parkinson's disease. Woo! Another company out there making stuff just for us. And I gotta tell you, the last couple of years, sleeping with the Comfort-Linen sleep enhancing system has made a big difference in my life. There is a custom link in the description below that will take you to the landing page. So in today's video, we're talking about mobility issues in bed. And I've got a few stories regarding some really frustrating and annoying things that happened to me in the last couple months. So let's get right to it. Waking up in a new position. So a few months ago, I found out that my rescue medication was being discontinued. And it produced a lot of stress and worry in my life, mostly because it was like, what am I going to do without it? And when something starts affecting my sleep, it's really bugging me. One morning around that time, instead of waking up, traditional vertical position in the bed, somehow with my mobility problem of Parkinson's, that restricts a lot of my movement sometimes, somehow I ended up turned 45 degrees, so I was horizontal across the bed. It had been a long time since I'd woken up horizontally across the bed. And it was just like, how did I end up that way? That's what I couldn't figure out while I was lying there trying to figure out what the heck I was going to do. And so I had to coach myself through it and basically talk myself. It's like, come on, Dave, we can do it. We can get those legs moving. We can get those arms moving, and we can figure this out. And I did. It just took a long time. I think it was around 20 minutes to get out of bed. I was just like, oh my goodness. And then there were 2 times I woke up on my stomach. Those were very difficult ones to figure out. The first time, the front of me was like soaked in sweat. Like the bed sheet was soaked, my garments were soaked, and I couldn't get onto my side or my back, which is usually how I get out of bed. So I couldn't roll over, I couldn't turn over. So the first time I had to call Haley. She was able to get me some water. It's really hard to drink water on your stomach, but I was able to get some medication down, and we just waited a little while, and I was like, okay, I'm finally on, boom, I can get up. But the second time was the really difficult one, because I tried to get up. I tried to push myself up onto my knees, scrambled around as best I could in the bed, and I had to go pee so bad. Once my muscles started cramping up, I had kind of pushed myself into the headboard a little bit, and I was in a really awkward position, and I couldn't push the call button. Like I started having spasms in the back of my legs and my calves, and I couldn't push the call button. So I had to yell, "Hey Google, call Haley." And my phone finally responded, and thankfully she answered. She was like, "I don't know how I'm going to get you out of this situation." I'm like, "I don't know either." So we finally decided that she was going to pull me, like grab my legs and literally pull me back like a big slab of meat down the bed and onto the floor. And she did it. I pushed as hard as I could, and she pulled. And once I got out of the wet spot, I slid fairly easily down the bed. So if it hadn't been for those Comfort-Linen sheets, I don't know what we would have done. Bedtime for the future. What will it look like? That's a really good question. And basically the idea behind this video was spurred by a viewer asking about, well, have you looked into any like custom mattresses or adjustable mattresses or hospital bed situations for home? I'm like, no, I actually haven't, but it's probably something I should look into. So I've called an occupational therapist. I'm getting a home visit arranged for an assessment at home. And these are the things that we're going to talk about, because I've thought one of those things that hang from the ceiling that you can lift yourself up with. help yourself turn over. And I've looked at like a trapeze system, but the company is going out of business. There are things I'm looking at, and I will keep you guys updated, but I don't know if I'm ready for an advanced system like that. We shall see. And I also did find that they have special hoists and cranes to help people get in and out of bed as well. And I think someone at my support group has one. I'm going to double check on that, and I'll ask them about it as well. One thing I have taken from these very difficult situations is that we weren't ready. Like we weren't ready for them to happen. And when they did happen, we weren't prepared. Plan for now is to try and stay one step ahead of the problems if that's all possible. There are 2 YouTube channels I would like to mention here that have really good information and some really good broadcasts. The first lady's name is Teepa Snow. And of course, in the description below will be links for both of these channels, so you can check them out. The other channel is Dementia Care Blazers, and they have a great channel as well and lots of interesting information if you would like to check that out. The Power of Comfort Linen. So if you hit the custom link in the description below on the Comfort Linen landing page for Parkinson's, and there's me. It's really strange with Parkinson's disease not to be able to like move where you want to when you're in bed. Like, you just can't toss and turn anymore. When I want to move in bed, I have to do like a full body assessment and get all the muscles and check in with everybody and make sure everybody's prepared, because we're going to move. We're going to try and roll over, or we're going to try and get more comfortable. Everybody get ready. So I gather all my strength, and then I do my move, and then I settle down. It's like, ah. But when I get stuck in it, it's just like, oh my goodness. It's so annoying. And that's why I love the Comfort Linen garment and sheet system that they've designed together, because it sure makes doing tossing and turning over a lot easier. When there's very little friction between 2 objects, it just makes turning over so much easier and relaxing. And as I said earlier, they have a frequently asked questions page that has a lot of the questions that I know I would ask about Parkinson's mobility issues in bed. So definitely check those out, check their sales. And if you're not happy with their product, they have a really good return policy. So thank you again for watching and supporting this channel. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and I will get back to you as soon as I am able. So let's continue to take this journey together. I'll see you on the next one. Have a good day. Goodbye.